All right. So I may or may not have lied to y'all a little bit when we first started this series of working in the outdoor industry. I did originally say it was only going to be 6 episodes. Well, it turns out it's going to be a little bit more like 7. But hey, the more the merrier. Anywho, Keaton is actually joining me this week to co-host as we talk with one of his and Kendal's former supervisors. Jordan Markely has made his rounds in the world of wildlife management, having held jobs in Ohio, Texas, and now currently in West Virginia as a wildlife manager. He has a good deal of experience and taught us quite a bit. We hope y'all are able to learn something new just as we did. All right, we're recording, so now whatever you say can and will be used against you in the podcast.
Perfect.
Well, Jordan, talk about yourself. What do you got?
Well, my name's Jordan Markely, and I'm a wildlife manager with West Virginia DNR, and it'll be a year in March now. But how I really got in the field of work is basically, because of my dad. He's the one that pushed me towards outdoor stuff, and even my grandfather, he was my mom's dad. He took me fishing when I was younger, and then I went along from there. And it's mainly my dad's the one that got me into the outdoor stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what'd you do you went to West Virginia, right?
Yes, I went to a small school in Ohio. It's called Hocking College.
Mm-hmm.
I started out as fish management aquaculture, and I thought I wanted to be in the hatchery stuff. But working in fisheries, it got real old after a while, and I kind of worked at a hatchery they had there at the school, and it was mainly raising catfish. And it just, after a year of that, I didn't want to see a catfish ever again.
Why is that?
Guys, just you see them every day. You're getting poked by their fins, and they're hard to. You got to worry about all the diseases and everything. And we had a problem with ick. It's some kind of bacterial disease that's in fish, and they pretty much can wipe out everything.
Okay.
I don't want to take responsibility. I got tired of it. So then found out that when I was at Hocking, I had it was about a year left of just doing wildlife classes so I can get a dual major in wildlife management. So then I did that, and I finished out in a year and got a dual major in fish and wildlife. And that's when I transferred up to West Virginia University for my same field in fish and wildlife. That took me a year and a half to get my bachelor's.
Nice. Cool. And after you graduated with that, or in the pursuit of graduating, did you do any internships, or were there any other small kind of jobs you went off and did leading up to where you are now?
Yeah, before I even went to college, I was an intern at Medina County Park District, and I was a natural resource technician. And then when I got into school, I got into the U.S. Forest Service. I was a forestry aide for the Forest Service down in Vinton County, Ohio. It's called Vinton Furnace Experimental Forest. We did a lot of fire stuff and a lot of oak and hickory stuff, like how they react with fires and all that stuff, and IDing all different kinds of trees. And it's pretty much just walking in the woods and just looking for stuff. It was neat. It's fun.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I did that for 2 summers, and then there was a hiring freeze. I was supposed to go for a third summer, but then there was a hiring freeze with federal government work, and so then I just went back home and worked for the county parks again. And I think I worked maintenance then, like mowing grass and cleaning poops and poopers and all that fun stuff. So then after that, I graduated from West Virginia, and then that's when I was applying for jobs everywhere, all throughout the country, and that's when I got that gig in Texas.
Cool. Do you want to explain for people who are listening what all you did in Texas?
Oh, at first I started as an intern. I was an intern there. It was a 6-month intern, and I ended up getting a full-time job with them, I think, after 5 months. And it's basically a lot of, well, they had deer pens, so it was also a deer farm. They had over 400 deer in their pens that you had to take care of and feed and water and do health checks on them and all that fun stuff. And basically go in there every single morning and check every single pen and check every single deer and make sure they got food and water and make sure they're happy. And then we also did a lot of mowing fence lines and the list goes on and on. A lot of film feeders for the pasture deer and just keeping up on that, and a lot of just random jobs that we did as well on the ranch.
How long were you there?
Altogether, I was there for about 4 years. If you add the about a year and a half I worked there after college, and then had about a year and a half break, and then moved back down for about 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Three.
So you must have really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I don't know. The heat was what got to me the most, and
yeah,
I love the heat and everything. And then I think just my getting older, and I hate the heat.
Yeah,
it's too dang hot for me. Working fence in 115-degree weather and sweating your balls off. It just
as for some of the listeners already know, like I was an intern down there too, and that's how I met you. But I thought it was a paid vacation for a while.
That's how it was when I was first down there. Actually, my first few years down there.
Yeah,
like my whole year I was there because I didn't want to leave when I first got the job. I thought I was gonna be there for the rest of my life. Well, then I met my wife. Changed a lot, and then after we got married, when we moved back home to Ohio, we got married and moved back down to Texas. And still, we didn't think we thought we were going to be there for 5-10 years maybe, and then we had a daughter and wanted to move closer to home. So then that's how I got up to West Virginia.
Cool. Yeah. And then being that it was a hunting ranch, did you get to do any hunting guiding, or were you primarily involved with like the management of the wildlife there?
No, I was a guide. I was a hunting guide. I guided the white-tailed deer, predator hunts as pigs and coyotes, bobcats, and javelina. And then also I lived on the exotic ranch, and they had a 2,500 acres exotic ranch that I guided. And I only guided one exotic hunt, and it was a fallow hunt. It was really fun. But I did a lot of I did all the guiding, and then also hunting for myself with calling out bucks and calling out does and keeping up with the management requirements for the ranch. Kill a lot of deer. I'm going to say it's pushing 250 maybe.
Oh, really? Lord.
Maybe. I know I worked with two. He killed a hell lot more than I did, but we killed a lot of deer down there.
Wow. And what would you say one of the most difficult parts about I guess the guiding aspect? Because our buddy who was on a few weeks back, he did waterfowl guide hunting only, and that's a little bit more in the sense that those birds are kind of hit or miss. Sometimes they'll come on the property, sometimes they won't. But obviously, your guys' game was pretty much like it was on property. So, what would you think was some of the most difficult parts of that job?
Most difficult is looking for the certain class deer, obviously, and just trying to get a deer in the same range. Like I was saying about the 150s and how those were the hardest ones to come by, especially after the rut and everything, and because that's the class that everybody wants to shoot it seems like. But that, and then
Jordan, can I cut you off real quick?
Yeah.
Can you explain what, like you're saying 150 class? What do you mean by that? For some people that might not be that might not know what that means.
150 means it's the inches of antlers. That's with both main beams added up and all the tines added up, and with the base of, or the circumference of the main beam as well. There's 4 areas. The H1, 2, 3, and 4 is what it's all considered of.
Yeah, and then it's pretty much 150 and up is like those are prime deer kind of thing.
Yeah, well, even 140s is prime too, but us people, a 120s is good for us. So
cool. Yeah, so if you want to keep going about trying to get people those 150 class deer, and
that, just trying to find that certain class, and then getting a really picky hunter is very, very difficult, because there's times that I've had beautiful deer come out and he's got a little broke in his tine, or I don't like how narrow he is, and that deer looks weird looking or whatever. But that's a big problem with me, was the getting picky hunters. But I didn't get a lot of picky hunters. I got a few real picky hunters.
Yeah, I know most hunters, I think we know personally, are like pretty good about it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Them usually only hunting. They hunt Friday evening and Saturday morning, Saturday evening, and you basically only have 3 hunts. So, in my opinion, you can't really be that picky, especially if a guy's got all these deer lined up that he knows that comes in, or he shows you everything. He shows you pictures of them or whatever. But yeah, just finding the certain class, and then picky hunters would be the most difficult part of being a guide.
Do these clients, do they ever tip you?
Yes.
Yeah. What's your best tip?
My best tip was probably $400.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
I mean, all right.
That was my best.
Yeah, I'd take $400 for sitting there helping somebody hunt. I mean, shoot, man.
Yeah, that was my biggest tip I ever got.
So from Lonesome Coyote Ranch, you went to West Virginia, closer to family and all that. What are you doing there exactly? You said the wildlife manager. What's that in? I can't even think of the word.
What's an entail? Like, what do you do as a wildlife manager?
Okay, it's basically I'm a caretaker of a wildlife management area that this whole, I think it's 13,600 acres that I take care of, and that's I got mowing clearings, and I got a campground to take care of. I got a shooting range to take care of. I got my own little building with my office and my own little shop with my tractor and all that stuff, all that fun stuff. And there's trail work I got to do for like hunter access, and then there's sometimes doing like woodcock surveys and all that upland game bird stuff and wild turkey surveys, and then there's also, it's real big into timber management stuff. So there's a lot of timber sales that goes on the property that I manage too, that I gotta deal with as well.
Yeah. As somebody who's kind of ignorant to it, because Keaton, we've done your episode, and I guess we kind of put you in the classifications of land management. Would you say wildlife manager and land management are one and the same, or are there differences or key differences between the two?
I think that they're the same.
Okay, just different titles and stuff like that.
Yeah, titles. Yeah, because I worked with the county park district and at home in Ohio, and I was a natural resource technician, and there's a lot of stuff I did there that I'm doing the exact same thing here, being a manager.
Okay, cool.
And you sent me a picture of you holding a goose. What were you doing with that? Were you banding it?
Yeah, we're banding it.
Okay.
Yeah, we band geese every June.
Okay.
Along the Ohio River and other rivers around this area.
Yeah.
district.
I've always wanted to do that. I haven't done that yet. But.
Yeah, it's fun. It was the first time I ever did it, and it was really neat. I didn't really know how. I don't know what the word to say, but just putting a band on a bird, how perfect you actually have to get it, so it wouldn't actually rip the skin or get caught on something. It was pretty neat experience that I had.
You also said you're last week. You guys were going to capture deer, right? Did you guys ever do that yet?
No, never did it yet. But I don't really know much about it. I just know that it was going to happen, and they were waiting on radio collars and all that stuff. And yeah. I haven't heard anything since.
Well, you guys are just using drop nets over bait piles then?
I believe that's what it is. Yes, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it'd be pretty fun experience.
Yeah.
Well, one question I have, circling back just a hair, how the hell do you catch geese, man? Like anytime I've been around geese, I come within 10 feet of them, and they're like, "Peace out, dude." They're gone.
Yeah. When this first went down, and I'm like, telling myself, how is this going to happen? Well, then what I did was I got on a kayak and I kind of herded like just cattle. You herd all the geese all together. Mm-hmm. And there's guys hiding in the weeds with like portable fences. And then once you get the geese on shore, they all huddle up together, and everybody with a fence, they'll just come walking into one another, just closing off the geese, and then they're trapped. They don't fly because their wings aren't.
They're molting their feathers.
Yeah, they're molting their feathers, so they won't fly. But I thought it would be a little dangerous, but because they're kind of a mean animal. But
dude,
it's not bad at all. I did have one grab my nipple though. That did feel good. But it was fun.
Oh man, yeah. I have a younger cousin of mine. A few years ago, she asked like, "Hey, can I go hunting with you sometime?" And I'm like, "You do know what hunting entails, right?" And she's like, "Yep. So can we go goose hunting?" Because she absolutely hates geese. When she was younger, she had, I think, a couple occasions where she got chased by geese, and like full on, they were coming at her, trying to bite her and everything. So
that's happened to Kendall once. He started crying.
That's all I envision is you guys trying to trap a bunch of geese, those little bastards just going AWOL and like trying to come after you. But
yeah, I was surprised they weren't as vicious as I thought they would be, especially having little ones with them too. And yeah, they hiss and everything, but once you get a hold of them and actually have them held, because you stick their head underneath your armpits, they can't actually bite you.
Yeah.
So you just hold away, and then the bander puts the band on it. Then you just let them go, and they run back in the water.
That's pretty
cool. I mean, I guess there is different because even if they bite you, they don't really have real sharp beaks or teeth or anything to get you. But
yeah.
So Jordan, so if somebody wants to be in your kind of like career, where do they start? Where would you point them? Just like say some guy that has no experience or whatever, where would they even begin?
Well, I would try as looking for if you do, and you have a county park, and if they have like a summer help thing or a little summer help gig, kind of jump on that bandwagon and see if they'd hire you and working in the park district or whatever. And then if you like that, look into any college in this country has a natural resources degree.
Yeah.
It might sound different, everything, and be fish and wildlife and that, and get into the internships throughout, because there's internships everywhere too with wildlife, and every single agency in the state has an internship program. So
yeah,
I'd go that route.
Okay.
So really a big thing is, education helps out, but a big thing is experience.
Yes. Education's big, and experience, and actually knowing people in the field of study. That's what happened to me when I was young. I graduated from high school, and one of my best friends worked for the park district, and he got me into the park district. So then I busted my butt and just I got along with everybody and my foot was in the door. So
cool. Yeah, I've noticed that theme with many professions. Like, just experience and education are important, but definitely having that those connections are a big thing. I've noticed a lot of people that definitely deserve certain, I guess, jobs or success in certain aspects, but they just either don't know the right people or they're very unsocial. Like, I've noticed people my degree where they're like, you know, behind the camera, you think, oh, I'm behind the camera, I don't got to talk to people or be good with others. And some of them are really shy or they aren't great about like exerting themselves, and they don't really get to do much of what they want or get ahead in some regards. So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's tough. But so as a wildlife manager, is that just it's saying, oh, that's a title you're given, but your main thing is taking care of this stuff? Or do you have managerial duties, or do you have to come up with certain plans for wildlife management or stuff like that?
Yeah, it's kind of, there's some plans that I can do. Like, I want to do prescribed burns or whatever. And even a lot of timber management stuff, like doing certain cuts and everything, and getting loggers in to bid into the timber management stuff as well. But I have two bosses that are the main wildlife biologist and the assistant biologist, and I also have to go to them to approve it whatever I want to do. So it is based on what I want to do, and then also what their input is as well. So,
well, that makes sense. Do you are you in charge of other individuals, or do you have any of those kind of managerial duties too?
Yes, I do. It depends if I get interns, because they rotate internships throughout all the other managers in the district. So this year might be my time to have an intern with me. So it's pretty much the same thing like in Texas. We had like Kendal and Keaton, they're quote unquote my intern.
Terrible interns too.
Actually, the best interns Alex and I ever had.
There you honestly. Go. Yeah. Really? That's awesome.
You three were the best interns we ever had.
That's cool. That's good to know.
That's my opinion.
Well, I guess I'll have to fill out an application for West Virginia, be your intern.
Yeah.
There we go.
I have to let you know.
Okay. Well, where do you see yourself, 5 years? You think you'll be moving up, or you just staying where you're at? You comfortable, or?
I'm comfortable where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
I'm very comfortable where I'm at. I love my job, and it's a great move for me career-wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see myself going anywhere. I honestly, I would love to retire from the West Virginia Department of Natural Resources.
Really? That's awesome.
I would love to. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I'm like, yeah, that's a good question, because I know some people who their whole mindset is, how can I, constantly progress and get bigger and end up all the way up the chain. But yeah, other people just enjoy like where they sit. And I remember both Kendal and Keaton, when they said they did their South Texas internship, same thing. What he said was, yeah, man, it's a paid vacation. So I was sitting there, I was like, those guys could easily do that for the rest of their lives, kind of thing. So
yeah, see, that was when I first went back down to Texas. That was my mindset. Like, I want to do this for a long time, and then my daughter was born, and it's like, come on, man, I want her to be around family. We're 23 hours from home, almost at the freaking Mexican border.
Yeah.
Where we're at anyways, you got to deal with cartels and all that stuff. So wasn't a fan of that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, you that ranch was a little secluded out there, not too close to anything at all.
Yeah.
But I love, my girlfriend their family has a ranch not far from where you guys worked at. And anytime we go out there, man, we have like the pistol nearby. We load that once we hit a certain road, and it's just kind of anything could happen out there. But
yep.
Well, cool. Yeah. Is there any other aspects of your job or important, I guess, things that somebody who might be moving along that is interested in this, or any other things you'd like to talk on?
Just to my way I am, it's just do what you love to do. Like, obviously the profession that I chose for my career, I guess, and it's obviously not going to make me rich. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about being happy and wanting to get up every day for work and wanting to just, I don't know, just not hate my life, obviously, just because there's a lot of people out there that hate their job and can't stand what they do. But it's just, I'm glad and fortunate enough that I was able to get a career with the same college education that I have. And a lot of that doesn't happen to a lot of people that I know of. I've got friends in college that they went the same stuff as me, and they went a totally different route.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because the money's better. But
yeah,
but as me, I'll keep working my ass off, and one day I'll get pay raises and all that stuff, and everything will work out. So I'm just real content where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
cool.
all that matters. That's exactly what I'm doing. I look forward, going to work every day. That's just awesome.
It's always something new too. It's like there's one day that I'll be, I don't know, marking timber, and next day, who knows, I'll be, I don't know, catching a deer with my bare hands. I don't know. It's something else.
Or setting the bear traps.
Yeah, or setting bear traps or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, that makes me ask a question. So what do you guys bait your bear traps with? Because when I was working in North Carolina, I went and met up with some bear researchers, and they baited their traps with like cakes and donuts and like all these big sweet pastries. Do you guys do the same thing?
Yeah, basically the same thing. I haven't done it yet, but that's from guys I've heard that's what they do.
God, dude, bears are so weird.
Yeah, they're a neat creature. Yep. I haven't seen one in person yet, but
yeah,
I know there's big ones in the area that I work. I've seen.
Hopefully you don't see one 5 feet away from you or something. Maybe at a distance.
They're just a giant raccoon. They'll just run away. Giant same thing as a raccoon.
That's been my experience. Is black bears really don't give a damn about people, like
unless they have cubs.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But well, coolio. Keaton, do you have any other questions or anything you want to dig out on him?
No, I'm good. I just appreciate you being here and just talking about yourself and whatnot. So
yeah, we still need to set up that pronghorn hunt there. Your brother's been telling me about.
I know. It's September. What are you doing in September?
Oh gosh, that's way too soon.
Yeah, maybe
I'm trying to buy a house.
Oh gosh, maybe in a couple of years then.
Well, coolio. Jordan, thank you again for hopping on here and telling us about what you get to do every day. And we'll definitely have to get you back on here at some point in the future. So
yeah, definitely. That was awesome. Thanks for the opportunity. It's pretty awesome. I appreciate it.
Tell Brittany and Aspen hi.
Yeah,
I will. I'll actually tell them right when I get out of this vehicle.
Yeah, yeah, and hopefully somebody listens and either inspire somebody or give them things that they didn't quite think about to look into to chase that same kind of career field. So
sounds good.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Jordan.
Coolio, man.
All right, y'all. You have a good weekend.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You as well, boss.
All right, see you, y'all. Thanks.
See ya.